Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. It is beyond a doubt that all our knowledge that begins with experience. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law. Immaturity is the incapacity to use one's intelligence without the guidance of another. All our knowledge begins with the senses, proceeds then to the understanding, and ends with reason. There is nothing higher than reason. Two things awe me most: the starry sky above me and the moral law within me. Happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. It is not necessary that whilst I live happily, but it is necessary that so long as I live, I should live honorably. Morality is not the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. So act that your principle of action might safely be made a law for the whole world. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he's guilty if he only thinks of doing so. From such crooked wood as that which man is made of, nothing straight can be fashioned. May you live your life as if the maxim of your actions were to become a universal law. Religion is the recognition of all our duties as a divine command. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. It is not God's will merely that we should be happy, but that we should make ourselves happy. By a lie, a man annihilates his dignity as a man. Even philosophers will praise war as ennobling mankind, forgetting the Greek who said, "War is bad in that it begets more evil than it kills." Ingratitude is the essence of vileness. If a man makes himself a worm, he must not complain when he is trodden on. Always recognize that human individuals are ends and do not use them as means to your end. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. All the interests of my reason, speculative as well as practical, combine in the three following questions. 1. What can I know? 2. What ought I to do? 3. What may I hope? Intuition and concepts constitute the elements of all our knowledge, so that neither concepts without an intuition in some way corresponding to them, nor intuition without concepts can yield knowledge. The only objects of practical reason are therefore those of good and evil, for by the former is meant an object necessarily desired according to a principle of reason, by the latter one necessarily shunned also according to a principle of reason. Seek not the favor of the multitude. It is seldom got by honest and lawful means, but seek the testimony of few, and number not voices, but weigh them. I had therefore to remove knowledge in order to make room for belief. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live, the more conscious we are of life. Genius is the ability to independently arrive at and understand concepts that would normally have to be taught by another person. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. Only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. Look closely. The beautiful may be small. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. There is something splendid about innocence, but what is bad about it, in turn, is that it cannot protect itself very well and is easily seduced. In all judgments by which we describe anything as beautiful, we allow no one to be of another opinion. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. Treat people as an end and never as a means to an end. Man must be disciplined, for he is by nature raw and wild. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. I had, therefore, to remove knowledge in order to make room for belief. If you enjoy our videos, make sure you subscribe and click on the like button for more inspirational quotes.